lobby. So now we get to finally see where will VMI land in the NCAA tournament. Let's see. It's going to be interesting.
It is an annual rite of spring, bringing with it excitement and emotion that can be found in no other sporting event, the NCAA tournament. Your wait is finally over, the brackets are ready, and the drama of March Madness is about to begin. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, and this is the NCAA Championship Basketball Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Joining me at the anchor desk, as always, my partner, Clark Kellogg. We're all set to show you the seedings and pairings, so get out your bracket sheet, get those pencils ready. Here are the basics. Of the 65 available tournament bids, 31 are automatically given to conference champions. The tournament committee hands out the remaining 34 bids on an at-large basis. An opening round game will take place on Tuesday night to narrow the field to 64 teams. But before we unveil the brackets for this season, here's a look at the final top 25 media poll of the season. There are a couple of major changes in the rankings as March Madness approaches. There's a new team perched at the top of the poll. The Wisconsin Badgers are the new #1. No doubt they're thrilled to be on the top of the heap just as the tournament gets set to begin. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons had been the #1 team, but stumbled after spending 1 week at the top. There was also a big move made up the poll. The Vanderbilt Commodores jumped all the way from the #17 spot to #12.
They're peaking at just the right time, Greg. This is exactly the way you want to be playing going into the tournament.
It's time to talk about the topic that has a lot of players and coaches holding their breath right now, the NCAA tournament bubble. These are the 10 teams that aren't worried as much about where they'll be playing as if they'll be playing. Clark, who jumps out at you there?
SMU could have sealed their invitation with a better regular season finish. But the fact is they play in a very tough conference, and that does weigh heavily in their favor.
And we have a few more teams in similar position, right, Clark?
Oregon did just enough to get on the bubble, but I'm not sure they did enough to get off the bubble. There may have been a few too many bumps in the road for them.
I'm sure it's been a long week for those teams, but the wait's almost over. The NCAA Selection Committee has finished its meeting, and we're ready to unveil the top 4 seeds in this year's tournament. The West Virginia Mountaineers are the top overall seed, and they will play in the East Regional. The Selection Committee differed with the media on who the #1 team in the country is. On to the second #1 seed, the Wisconsin Badgers. And finally, our 4th #1 seed will play in the Phoenix Regional. The UCLA Bruins are in the tournament field as a #1 seed for the 4th time in the history of their program. Now, here's how the brackets shape up based on where the #1 seeds have been assigned. In one national semifinal game, the winner of the East Regional will play the winner of the South Regional. In the other semifinal game, the winner of the Midwest Regional will play the winner of the Phoenix Regional. Those games will be played on Saturday, April 5th. Then it'll be on to the national championship game on Monday night, April 7th. Anything shocking to you about those picks?
Well, when you see the selection committee deviate from the top 4 teams in the media poll, it's a little surprising. They've opened themselves up to some criticism with these picks.
So, with the #1 seeds out of the way, it's finally time to tackle the rest of the brackets. First up, we take a look at the East Regional. The West Virginia Mountaineers are the top seed, finishing at 27-6. They won both the regular season and conference tournament titles in the Big East. They will take on the winner of the opening round play-in game between San Diego State, with 13 wins, and Florida International from the Sun Belt Conference. And now, the #8 seed, the Drexel Dragons, come into the tournament first in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They're going to play the #9 seed, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, who were 5th in their conference, finishing at 20-12. Florida enters the field as the #4 seed from the SEC. Georgia Tech comes in as the #5 seed, finishing at 23. And next up is the #2 seed, our #7 seed is from the Big East. The Niagara comes in as the #3 seed, finishing at 27-3. Penn comes in to face them at number 14 with 15 wins and the regular season championship of the Ivy League. The Miami Hurricanes are in as the number 6 seed. They'll be taking on the number 11 seed, the Wisconsin Milwaukee Panthers, with 22 wins. Some of the lower seeds in this bracket have the ability to not only compete with the high seeds, but win a few games. The potential for a Cinderella or two in this bracket is definitely there. Next up, we'll take a look at the South Regional. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons are the top seed, finishing at 26. Arizona. Alabama. Our number 2 seed is. Next up is the North Carolina. And now, on the surface, I'd have to say this regional might be the most difficult of the 4. On to our third bracket of the day. Let's take a look at the Midwest Regional. The Wisconsin Badgers are the top seed, finishing at 26 and 8. They finished third in the Big Ten. They'll take on the Western Illinois. Our number 8 seed is from the West Coast Conference. The Gonzaga Bulldogs had a tremendous year that included a regular season championship. They're going to play the number 9 seed, the Charlotte 49ers, who were 4th in their conference, finishing at 20. Iowa and the Oklahoma Sooners are in as the number 5 seed. They'll be taking on the number 12 seed, the Tigers of the Pacific, with 20 wins. DePaul comes in as the number 2 seed, finishing at 23. Next up is the number 7 seed, the Auburn Tigers. And now the number 3 seed, the Vanderbilt Commodores, come into the tournament. St. Joseph's comes in as the number 6 seed, finishing at 22 and 10. And this bracket has the potential to give us a sensational matchup. And finally, let's have a look at the Phoenix Regional. The UCLA Bruins are the top seed, finishing at 24 and 7. They won both the regular season and conference tournament titles in the Pac-10. They'll take on the VMI Cadets, the number 16 ranked team. This is their 6th appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. Next up is the number 8 seed. The Manhattan Jaspers are the conference tournament champions from the Metro Atlantic Conference. They'll be going up against the number 9 seed, the South Carolina Gamecocks, with 18 wins. This is their 12th appearance all time in the NCAA tournament. Pepperdine comes in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 23 and 9. Miami of Ohio comes in to face them at number 13 with 20 wins in the tournament championship of the MAC. Rhode Island comes in as the number 5 seed, finishing at 25 and 8. And they will take on the 12th seed from the Southern Conference, the Elon Phoenix, with 23 wins. Texas Tech enters the field as the number 2 seed from the Big 12. This marks their 19th appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. They'll be getting ready to face the number 15 seed. The Butler Bulldogs finished the season with 17 wins.
The Texas Tech Red Raiders.
And now the number 7 seed. Our number 6 seed is what a tremendous regional final we'd have in this bracket if the number 1 and 2 seeds here make it through the first 3 rounds unscathed. That could be one of the games of the tournament. What are your thoughts on our top 16 seeds, Clark?
There are no real off-the-wall picks that jump out at me. These 16 teams are all pretty deserving. Let's give the committee some props this year. Pepperdine snuck into the top 16 is probably the weakest of the 4 seeds, and I'd be surprised if they make it to the real Sweet 16.
Now, let's bring the conference picture into focus. The Big East gets 7 teams. The SEC with 6, 5 out of the Big 10. The Big 12 gets 5 teams.
What a down year for the non-power conferences. We're used to seeing at least one of those conferences compete on the level of the power conferences, but not this year.
It's too bad we didn't see more small conference schools in the tournament. None of those conferences got more than 1 team in the tourney, and I don't expect any David and Goliath stories out of the teams that did get in.
I'm surprised there were so few bids for the teams in the...
Here's the list of the teams that were on the bubble heading into Selection Sunday. So, partner, which of those invitees should be sending the selection committee a thank you card?
Stanford made it into the field probably because of their major conference affiliation. Their win-loss record isn't outstanding, but the bottom line is they play the top.
All right, Clark.
It's College Hoops 2K7. The Virginia Military Institute cadets go up against the UCLA Bruins. Welcome, basketball fans, to the first round of March Madness. We're here at the University of Dayton Arena. I'm Bert Lundquist with my partner, Bill Raftery, sideline reporter, Bonnie Bernstein. What's your take, Bill?
The story here is a matchup at off guard. Heinen is definitely one of the best shooting guards in the nation. I love his offensive awareness. He knows how to manipulate defenders and really gets in their heads. Simmons is a tremendous shooting guard as well. He's such a skilled passer that he can't help to make everyone around him better. They're both ready to go. We'll see which of the two can lead their team to victory.
VMR has it, and March Madness is underway. Simmons tosses it up, plays the first bucket of the game.
A little quick on the trigger there, Bird, with a man in his face, but he must have been feeling it.
Knocks it loose, and it's gathered up by Simmons. Now let's check in with the third member, Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie?
Before the game, I caught up with the head coach of the Bruins, and he told me he gets more nervous for first-round games than any other games in the tournament, simply because the other team is a low seed that has nothing to lose. He said there's no pressure on them. They'll play with reckless abandon, and the last thing we want is to be an upset victim in the first round.
Thanks, Bonnie. Stolen.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Freeman dumps it off. Montgomery. Simmons grabs the rebound.
That's just a fluke. He's such a strong finisher ordinarily.
Dishes it to the left. Knocks it loose. And it's gathered up by Montgomery. Heinen gets it middle. Domerkamp rips it down.
Domerkamp went after that rebound hard. Great work.
The crossover. Passes left wing. Bernard takes the shot. Way off. About 8.5 minutes left in the half. Montgomery puts it up off target from downtown.
That was a much quicker shot than they might have liked, but it was a pretty open look, so it's tough to fault him.
Fires the three. Rebounded inside by Freeman.
The defense was up to the challenge on that shot. Good job closing on the shooter.
Simmons is whistled for reaching in, and that's his first foul. Team foul. Wirtz inbounds the ball. Freeman hands it off. Montgomery unloads. Freeman grabs the offensive rebound. The last bucket down low. Dropped in. VMR takes its first timeout of the game. A 3-point spread on the scoreboard. Tosses it up. Rebounded by Wirtz.
The D recognized the shot was coming and got out there on him. Nicely done.
Gets it on the low block. Heinen from inside. It falls.
What I like is his ability to see the floor and get it to the guys who they can do something with it. Extremely accurate.
Last shot dropped in by Ewing. Picked off.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Bazin commits the loose ball foul, and that's his first foul. Of the game. Second team foul. About 7.5 minutes left in the half. Wirtz dumps it off. Crumbly dumps it down low. Puts it up. The jumper was buried by Freeman.
Oh, what a job recognizing the mismatch. He had the height, and he made it work for him.
And it's a 1-point game. Outside. Swings it to the outside. Bazin takes it up. Hits the layup after the pump fake freezes the D.
That's a terrific move to the hoop. He took it in at just the right angle.
Shoots the turnaround. Got the stop there thanks to the block by Fisher. Ewing feeds it to the wings. Domerkamp from downtown. Wirtz grabs the rebound inside. The Bruins can tie it with a three. Heinen gets it outside. That last shot netted the three. Big three from beyond the arc.
He really gets his legs underneath him to gain great leverage on his jumper. The last layup was dropped in by Simmons. Perfect use of the bounce pass, Fern. I'd like to see that.
About 6.5 minutes left in the half. Wirtz hands it off. Skip pass to the free throw line. Montgomery, and a foul's called.
That's his second personal foul. Third team foul.
He can't get the first. Simmons will sit down to avoid further foul trouble.
Wow, what a shocker, Vern. This is the fella that usually knocks those down. But pressure can do funny things to you.
Corralled by Montgomery.
Couldn't get the friendly kiss.
The Bruins can even the score with a hoop. Bassett gets the reach-in call. That will be his second foul of the game.
Third team foul.
Stoops inbounds the ball. To tie it up, the layup was dropped in by Heinen.
The reverse. He saw an opening on the backside of the tin and took it up strong.
Last basket by Ewing. And it's a 2-point game. Gets it high post. Crumbly with the shot. Can't get the bucket from 18 feet. About 5.5 minutes left in the half.
Nice work by the big fella to get that rebound.
From 12 feet away. Snatched by Wirtz. And that's his third rebound of the contest.
He just didn't look comfortable on that shot, Vern, and you can see it in the result.
Crumbly to the rim. Simmons is coming onto the floor. Crumbly dumps it off. To give them the lead. Count the basket by Stoops.
Crumbly, look at them work the ball around. Great job.
Last shot dumped down. By Simmons. Tipped away. And it's scooped up by Bazin. Ewing passes to the right wing. Simmons launches it. It's off. Just 1 point separating the teams.
Wirtz went after that rebound hard. Great work.
That last layup was missed by Montgomery. Ewing with the crossover. Puts it up right in the bottom of the bucket. The Bruins take their first time out of the game.
UCLA is going to put some new players on the floor, and I think that's a wise move. The guys he's going with really play well together.
The Bruins will get this one back.
Nice heads-up defensive work. Believe me, little plays like that eventually seep into your opponent's heads.
Rejected, and they call a foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Can't sink the first. Good on number 2. And it's a 4-point game, but it's tracked down by Crumbly. Playing from downtown, Bernard pulls it in. Just over 4 minutes left in the half. Stolen away by UCLA.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Outside. Lobs it to the paint. Freeman backs down. The fadeaway. Nothing but net. Right Crumbly.
The old-fashioned bounce pass. Pick it up and knock it down.
Jammed in by Simmons.
The dude was out of position there, and it didn't take long for him to send it in.
Stolen away by Fisher. Shoots from 13 feet. Heinen reels it in.
That's an ill-advised shot, Vern. He's got plenty of other places he could go with the ball.
Crumbly get forward. With the crossover. Fisher ends it off. Heinen skips it to the outside. Couldn't take the lead there. Missed by Crumbly.
That's just a blown assignment by the defense. You can't afford too many of those.
Darmerkamp shoots it. No good from three-point land.
That's what a coach wants from his defenders. Stay with their best shooter and don't give him any easy looks.
Stolen by Simmons.
I think these fans are getting excited, Vern. They're making some noise now.
The Bruins with the denial, and it's still a one-point game.
He made it look so easy, Vern. Believe me, it takes tremendous athleticism to pull that off.
Heinen has it in the paint. Lead pass inside. Freeman, tremendous finish to throw it down despite the contact. He'll go to the line for one more. VMI needs to get the starters a little breather, so they'll go to the bench for fresh legs. Good for the three-point play. Simmons will sit down to avoid further foul trouble. 2:18 left in the first half. Conley gets it on the perimeter. Shoots it. Couldn't take the lead there. Missed by Spears. The D wasn't too worried about that one. Gave him room to get it off.
Mainly because they prefer the long three over him driving it in.
Montgomery dishes it to the top of the key. Zoric pulls the trigger. Gets it to Boyle in the high post.
What a great shooter. All he needs is a sliver of space and he'll make you pay.
Takes the shot. 17-footer missed by Fellows. Spears goes to the crossover. Ewing put an end to the run. Conley reels it in. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. The Cadets are making a group substitution. Montgomery inbounds the ball. Shoots. Hits the quick shot. The Bruins will retain possession. Ewing will head to the bench.
Oh, that would have been a fantastic pick. Great effort.
Stolen away to Simmons. UCLA is having real turnover problems. Bonnie, you've got something for us on that?
The head coach just asked his assistants about the other team's points off turnovers, and he wasn't real happy with the answer. Coach's response, not really fit for public consumption, Vern. Let's just say he wants to work on it.
All right, Bonnie. And that puts them in front. He sinks the second. he nails the third. 1:01 left in the first half. Crosses it over to the free throw line. Beats it to the outside. Launches it. Fired short by Domerkant. The Bruins could get 2 for 1 if they hurry. Zoric dumps it off. Freeman kicks it out to the wing. Zoric has it top of the key. Another steal.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
It's picked off by Fisher. Lead pass. Domerkant pulls the trigger. Nails the jump shot. 20 seconds left in the first half. Montgomery had his basket out of bounds. They will give the ball up. VMI calls timeout. Ewing is back in the game after a short rest. Bazin inbounds the ball. Unloads. Couldn't take the lead there. Missed by Simmons.
Will grabbed that rebound with his elbows high, using a little intimidation.
Sykes fires the three. Fisher corrals it, and that's his third rebound of the contest. Stolen away by Sykes. And we're headed to halftime with the score 27-26. Now let's show you the Power Bar player of the half.
Heinen has been an assassin. He's been unstoppable when he's got it.
Heinen inbounds it to start the second half. Montgomery gets it top of the key. Ewing gets called for the reach, and that's foul number 2 for him.
You're never going to get away bumping the ball handler on a steal attempt. Too aggressive.
Stolen away by BMI. Let's send it down to Barney Bernstein.
Well, guys, over the break, I talked with the head coach of the Bruins, and he's pleased they pulled ahead in the first half, but there's still plenty of room for improvement. No surprise, he wasn't thrilled with all the points allowed in the paint, so second half, I'd like to see his players concentrate on stopping dribble penetration and forcing them to hit some jumpers.
Nice, Barney. Stolen away by Ewing.
He just didn't get his feet set in time there, Vern. Easy block call.
Ewing, lead pass to the middle. Left wing. Swings it to the outside. Bernard hands it off. Domerkant uses the crossover to the rim. Lays it right in. Incredible speed and quickness.
Once he punches it into that extra gear, it's lights out.
Stolen away by Simmons. Domerkant catches the nice lead pass in stride and hits the layup. Under 9 minutes left in the second half. Montgomery bounces across court. Pulls the trigger. Nice job on the assist by Heinen.
Heinen, what a way to find his man for the score.
Give them those fast breaks, and they are very tough to stop. That last three-pointer was missed by Ewing. Wirtz has it on the perimeter. Wirtz yanks down the offensive rebound.
Terrific rebound. That's how you get into position on the offensive glass.
Right side. Wirtz backs down. Gets it left wing. They get it back. Montgomery dumps it off. Crumbly knocks it down from 11 feet. Simmons inbounds the ball. Ewing rises up. Jams it home.
Oh, my. Send it in.
UCLA has not been able to shut down the inside game at all. Bonnie is by their bench for the report.
The head coach was yelling onto the court, "I want to see bodies banging in the paint." Coach is pretty frustrated about all the high percentage shots his team's allowed underneath.
All right, Bonnie. Deflected, and it's controlled by BMI. The Cadets are clinging to a small lead. Layup was dropped in by Simmons.
Nice job to convert from in close. He didn't mess around right there. Just straight up.
Outside, Crumbly hands it off. From long range. The shot was missed long by Montgomery. Just over 7 minutes left in the second half. Simmons,
That's a good look. Their game plan was to push the break, and it worked. They're running circles around that.
skips it to the top of the key. Throws it up. The three-pointer was missed by Montgomery.
Oh, the big fella with a tough rebound. No denying him on that one.
That last three-pointer was missed by Simmons. Montgomery backs in. Passes back to the perimeter. Crumbly takes it in. Plays it in off the glass. Bernard gets it outside. Swing pass, left wing. The three-pointer knocked down by Simmons.
This guy is fun to watch, Vern. He can really fill it up.
A 7-point spread. Shoots it. Tried to answer back with a three, but it's missed by Lurch.
You've just got to hit that shot when you've got that much space.
Last 16-footer by Domercup. UCLA almost time. VMI needs to get the starters a little breather, so they'll go to the bench for fresh legs. Tosses it up. Hyman gets the offensive rebound. Last shot goes deadly in. Look at him rip it off the glass.
You have to put a body on this guy or give his team second chance points all game.
The Cadets will retain possession. Bazin stoops, rips it down.
That was a much quicker shot than they might have liked, but it was a pretty open look, so it's tough to fault him.
Gets it outside. Fellers dumps it to the middle. Right wing. Superb rejection. The Bruins will retain possession. Dishes to the left. Work. Backs down. Stoops. Feeds it to the outside. Hyman. Maybe next time.
Simmons went after that rebound hard. Great work.
Starkey catches it on the elbow. Simmons dumps it off. Shoots it. The turnaround shot was off the mark by Bernard, and it's a 7-point game. Heinen, but they still have it. Gets it right wing. Fellers bounces it to the outside. From downtown. Work rips it down.
Work pulled down that offensive board like it was no problem. What a battler.
Heinen hands it off. Left side. Passes it to the outside. Wirch dishes to the left. Montgomery has it on the perimeter. Wirch raises up. No good. 3 shots at it, and they couldn't score.
Work is in a pretty close stretch right now, Vern, and there's a danger that it's going to start to rub off on the rest of the team.
Pass, left block. Throws up. The pretty reverse was dropped in by Feller.
You gotta love his aggressiveness. He knows how to protect the ball and get to the tin.
Last shot jammed in by Ewan. The Bruins will take a timeout here. The Cadets will make some sense. Institutions. Knocks it loose, but it's recovered by UCLA. Humbly, almost a 3-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for 2.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Knocks down the first one. He gets them both. Noah inbounds the ball. VMI is showing us a little bit of a different look, it would seem. Ronnie Restream has a report on just that. Ronnie?
The key bets had a very animated discussion on their bench just a minute ago. One of the players yelled, "Why are we rushing our shots so much, guys?" A point coach reiterated. He told them slow things down and chew up the shot clock on every possession.
Rebounded by Powell.
Terrific rebound. That's how you get the position on the offensive glass.
VMI calls time. The Bruins will get the rest of their starters back on the court. Simmons shoots it. Misses with the D in his face.
The defense was having none of that. Terrific job of pressuring the shooter.
Montgomery throws it away out of bounds, and that will be a turnover.
That wasn't the prettiest pass I've seen, Vern. They weren't quite on the same page.
A 7-point spread. With the crossover. Ewing dumps it off. Gets it outside. Unload. Made by Bernard. Hyman inbounds the ball. Stolen away by Bernard.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Ewing beats it to the outside. Bernard hands it off. Fisher shoots the turnaround. Hyman grabs the rebound inside. 2:08 left in the game. Stolen away.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Jammed in by Ewing. Puts up the tray. Hit the three and got fouled. Chance for a 4-point play here.
What a big-time shot. He's got a chance for 4. What a tough kid. Great concentration.
Can't convert the 4-point play, and it's still an 8-point game. Darmerkamp dumps it off. Cross court. Passes to the outside. Ewing with the crossover. The shot clock's winding down. Darmerkamp unloads. Can't extend the lead to double digits.
The D got away with one there. He had space to shoot, and he usually doesn't miss those.
Sizing up his man. No good on that last shot by Freeman.
Look at the big fella pull down that board. When he sees the ball go up, he isn't afraid to go after it.
Fisher gets it outside. Back outside. Fisher pulls the trigger. Can't extend the lead to double digits.
Ooh, tried to kiss.
Hyman gets it outside. Montgomery grabs the rebound.
Montgomery pulled down that offensive board like it was no problem. What a battler.
Freeman has picked up his second foul.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
Crumbly has picked up his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
Crumbly has picked up his second foul.
That's his second personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Fisher inbounds the ball. Shoots it up. Air ball straight out of bounds by Domercott. UCLA calls timeout. They're down by 8. 4 seconds left in the game. And that's all for this one. The Cadets defeat UCLA 53-45. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel back in the studio for today's Pontiac game-changing performance.
Thanks, Vern, and welcome everyone to the 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel with today's Pontiac game-changing performance. The long-distance shot was a big factor in the outcome of this matchup. The VMI Cadets knocked down more than their fair share of three-pointers, and none were more impressive than this shot from well beyond the arc, putting an exclamation point on an easy victory.
Thanks, Greg. I'm Vern Lundquist for Bonnie Bernstein and Bill Raftery, saying thanks for watching the NCAA tournament on 2K Sports.